$41,698 in new monthly recurring revenue is what we've locked down from cold email in the last 3 weeks. I just went into Stripe here and pulled a report from the last 3 weeks, August 23rd through August 19th, and I went ahead and took out any of the payments that were from the monthly recurring, and these are the numbers, folks. That's a really good outcome. How did we get there? Through Instantly, of course. Cold email outreach. I just put out a video this week. I want to answer some of your guys' questions and kind of go through what in the world is going on here, as well as how truly lost I feel right now. My whole kind of intention with these videos is making them a little more lighter weight in terms of editing and just showing up here a little bit more on camera to walk into what it's actually like as an operator inside a business like this. I just don't have any time to do anything else besides what I'm about to show you, but who knows? It could be helpful so that you can start doing the same thing or even take it to the moon, do something even bigger. So if we go dive into Instantly here, we have sent 14,600 emails, a 16% reply rate. Let me refresh this too, there might be more. 47.4, so 474 opportunities, and it is 20 millis of pipeline value. Now, it's been really, really fun. We've gotten to kind of build this out, and it's more than just what you see on the surface when it comes to what we're doing to actually convert the deal flow. We've changed up some things, especially with how we do the Loom video-based appointment setting. We've kind of revolutionized it, if you will, all thanks to the team really coming together. And it's actually crazy too how many people are involved in this, hands-on working all the time to make this happen. And I want to kind of dive into that in a little bit in today's video as well. But yeah, definitely great stats on Instantly. It's what kind of fed the team to turn some of these opportunities into the monthly recurring revenue that we are after. I was just talking to Ty on Slack, and he's in the same boat. It's like, it's hard to even focus on anything else. You're just like, it feels like so many things are moving right now. One of those things that we really, really need to fix and work on this week is our close rates. Okay, so we've got the total responses, Loom video, watched, book calls, made an offer to them, and all this good stuff that's all showing here. This is calls this week though, so the team as a whole took 30 calls, and then of those, apparently we've got 16 that were qualified. But this top rep right here, which I did blur his name, I'm not going to show you those specifically, but didn't close for much this week, right? And so what we ended up happening is having $72,000 of pipeline and really not closing that much of it. So we did get 4 sales this week as a team, but it really probably could have been quite a bit higher. And I'll talk about maybe some of the ways I'm thinking about improving this. But I guess at the end of the day, one of the conclusions that I've had is we got to currently build out better systems for people. Like one of the things I got to do today is I got to sit down and pay all these people, like from the Loom video setters to the salespeople, and like figure out a system to calculate all their comp plans. Haven't done that yet. One of these reps has really just not played well with others or filled out the forms they need to. I need to have a conversation with them and really get to the bottom of that before we launch a calendar for the next week. Guys, I got to tell you firsthand, I feel my leadership skills being questioned right now because there are like so many little things that need to get optimized to make this number be like 10 from the amount of calls that we had. It's kind of blowing my mind, from triaging to the videos that they see before they get on the calls, the post-call, the sales training itself needs a boatload of work. So anywho, wanted to share this with you guys because I think it's interesting how you solve one problem, which I solved in the last video. You solve it to a huge level, and the next thing you know, you got to work on new lead generation strategies. You've got to figure out, running the team and managing all this stuff. And thank goodness sakes that my co-founder is running the other side of like the fulfillment to a T, my friend, doing new trainings, engineering new stuff. So I think we're going to really blow up again. I want to say we'll do about 80,000 total of new monthly recurring revenue, so doubling that. I'm always overly optimistic. That's kind of my whole thing. I think the biggest takeaway I have for you besides generating the leads is how we're handling them after they have responded. Okay, this is a really, really big deal, especially as AI increases and sort of this new wave of cold outreach culture. You're seeing it all over LinkedIn and places. Point being, we need to look at putting Loom video setters immediately on these instantly leads. Okay, so an instantly lead comes in. These guys are taking it, I mean quickly. I mean super, super quickly. And I think one of the things that has been absolutely huge is what we did is we've just added three of these guys that show up. Oops, now I got my Whisper Flow whispering back at me. But we have actually 3 really great Loom setters that are in here, okay? And they're fielding these leads that are coming in, and they're knocking it out of the park with how quickly they're getting back to them with a fantastically well-researched Loom video. Now, what that's doing for us on the sales side is they're now showing up to the calls and they're like ready to go, more so than they were before. There's a little bit of a human touch there, but then it also just, inspires more action, right? If somebody's willing to take the time to make you a Loom video, and it's not like a fake one either. I'm talking like real Loom videos. Those go a long way with these leads because they're a little bit skeptical. And not only that, we're dealing with, like I mentioned before, a higher echelon type of client here. We're not just dealing with anyone. And so that's been huge. And then having multiple reps to start to look at things like close rates. I think the craziest thing is that I think it was in August. No, it would have been in July and June. I don't think we really closed very many sales. It might have even been like 1 or 2 sales. So what made a huge difference on the actual sales call side was having a ton more rep options. So sourcing tons and tons and tons of reps, only working with the best ones, and then doing hands-on training with them. And I'll be honest with you, this is something that when we talk again, hopefully I will have solved, because I think we need to even take it to the next level and work with even more people and have even better training. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things. But the amount of things that I need to get done on that side of things, like the management, the people management, it's not really something I'm typically very good at. And I can see why some people tend to bail out of these types of businesses, because it all of a sudden forces you to level up your leadership skills. And I'm now seeing that. So it's really important, I think, to have multiple reps in here. Yep, multiple reps that kind of live underneath these Loom setters. They then get compensated for sending appointments to each rep and have other ways of compensating as well, and putting them into some sort of a round robin and then letting the best reps win. I think that's the other thing. And so this process needs some work. The Loom setting stuff, like instantly to Loom to booking, is really high. I can calculate those numbers and kind of figure that out. But that's where we've got a huge win, and that's why I'm so bullish on us continuing to not only do what we've done, but even hit higher numbers, because we gotta optimize some of these little things that you just wouldn't think of. And I might need to fire some people too. But I'm excited. Like, I'm physically tired, but I'm also very excited. I'm not really sleeping too well. Guys, I want to do a nice job here of actually making videos back to your comments. So I'm going to answer this one really quickly. I don't know how to say this name. What's your infra look like? Which resellers do you use? The answer that I put on here was we have email accounts from both Instantly Directly and Inframail. I don't know if you've ever seen these guys. The reason I kind of like Inframail is because they include everything in one price. So you actually need a ton of domains. I think we have about 25 domains that are currently sending the volumes that you saw earlier for about $100 a month, maybe a little more, because I think we bought some of the domains through them. And he also does his billing every 4 weeks. But, it does the job. I think if I were doing this with any other organization, I think I would do the same thing. The Instantly inbox emails that you can buy directly from them, if you're doing the custom ones, they get kind of expensive. And I haven't seen any noticeable deliverability changes versus anybody else. So I might be able to get an Inframail affiliate thing if you want to use it, want to sign up. I guess I've been using it for like 2 years and I keep not recommending it, but I think it's time to just recommend it. So that's fine. The next question is, Reese, can you share how the copy looks like? The copy needs to convey 2 major things, which is that you are a real person and you actually like that person and know them, right? So the question that the prospect is asking is, does this person actually know me? I've talked about this in other videos, but that alone fill in the blank with whatever offer it is. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep, beep. I don't know anyone else in the industry that has a consistent 16 or 18 or 20% reply rate. And so that is like the best mini piece of advice I could give you. Now, if you want to go a layer more tactical, we need to be getting custom data and using it in the first line. Hey, Rich, I saw that you did this thing. Love it, hate it, have an emotion around it, right? Even if it's negative, that actually works too. Not too negative, but have an emotion around it. Hey man, saw you did this thing, thought it was interesting, loved this, didn't love the other thing. Trust me, people want honest conversations. If you can be a little bit more honest in your copy, like, wasn't sure about it, right? Like, that's at least honest, and people can get on board with that. You'd be really surprised who you can reach with that. The next thing that you want to do is show off that you are legit. So you imagine 2 different sections of the email. Greeting, showing that you know them, like personally, and you can do that with using data that's layered in with prompting with Clay. That's the obvious and easy way to do it. And there's a million different ways to do that. It's its own separate video. Then the bottom half is showing off that you're legit. And that's just like as simple as it needs to be. I did this for this person. It's sort of my cocktail party brag, we call it, where if you're at a show, or if we all got together at a cold email event or an agency event, what would you say that would blow my mind right now, right? So think of those type of things, even if it's in like your personal life, if you don't have anything crazy going on in business. But we'll name drop some people if they know who they are, or we'll kind of put together something that's like, hey, we can help you really get this thing that I know you already want, and we've done it for these types of people. Would you be open to more information? Okay, and that's why we also get such high response rates, is being open to a lower friction ask, like more information versus a whole call or a specific Loom strategy. We just want to just keep it super low key and kind of almost vague. So then they're just kind of putting their toe in the water. They're not diving headfirst in with you. They're just putting out a little bit of a feeler to say, I'm not opposed if you don't send me the information. Or I'm not opposed if you do send me the information. Or I wouldn't mind seeing more. That's a really common thing that we see on a lot of these. One final question on here, and is basically asking the question of, I haven't seen a lot of people doing the whole cold email to Loom thing. Many people are just doing the mass cold email. How do I get started? Well, the simplest way to get started with this very method that I've developed is to know where your best customers are hanging out online. Not just where your ICP lives, right? But I'm talking, where does their community actually show up? It's a harder question to answer than you probably realize. So if you start there, the way to actually approach them becomes extremely simple. And if you go specifically values-based or identity-based, it's a much more powerful way to find pockets of prospects. And I think that's everybody's biggest downfall, is you'll try to go after CEOs, right? Who walks around just identifying all day as a budgeted CEO, right? So we're looking more for, what are they actually standing for? What are their values? And maybe they go to these kind of niche conferences. Maybe they go on these niche podcasts. Maybe they're showing up in the depths of these subreddits, which is a really good one for ChatGPT research. But you need to know that, because if you can't tell me where they're hanging out, it's not even worth you trying cold email, in my opinion, because you're just going to look like everyone else, which is substantially getting worse. So this method that I just showed you is getting substantially better, while everybody else is getting even more washed out. And so the time to be crappy at cold email was 2009. We're actually moved past that, and you have to know these things. And then once you know where your folks are hanging out, the outreach process becomes really simple, and I can actually make a whole nother video on that. If you have any questions about your cold email strategy or what you're doing, leave it in the comments of this video. I'll answer it likely. One of you guys reached out to me on LinkedIn, I believe it was on Monday. I haven't had a chance to really do anything with you on that. It's for some consulting of your cold email process. You guys, I'm deeply operating this system right now and have so much to do. I can't really do that right now. I can't do it well. And so I appreciate the outreach. It really is nice to know that people are getting value out of it, but I don't think I'll be able to do any kind of hands-on consulting or anything like that with you at this time. Okay. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you picked up something that you can put in your business. Why not this weekend? Why not today? And we'll talk to you in the next one.